The sun is the most abundant source of energy in the world, and investors have a great opportunity to invest in companies who are building to extract that energy. Here's what you need to know about solar energy and a few stock ideas for you. The first thing to understand is that solar energy is the most abundant source of energy in the world. Enough solar hits Earth every hour to power every energy need humans have for an entire year. And there's a lot of growth potential here. Only about 2% of the world's electricity comes from solar energy. So there's a 50x growth opportunity there, and that doesn't even include transportation and replacing commodities like oil. Solar energy is also really cheap, and I want to get into the numbers behind that. This is a look at a levelized cost of energy analysis done by investment bank Lazard. You can see here that the cheapest source of new energy is from either wind or utility scale solar projects. Wind projects start at about 2.6 cents per kilowatt hour to 5 cents a kilowatt hour. Thin film solar is 28 cents to 37 cents, and crystalline silicon, which is a commodity silicon solar panel, is about 30 cents to 41 cents per kilowatt hour. Compare that to building a natural gas power plant, which is going to cost 4.5 to 7.4 cents per kilowatt hour, and solar energy is by far the cheapest source of energy in the US. Now you might be curious how it compares to existing power plants. So they have the numbers here too. Combined cycle power plant, which is a natural gas power plant, costs about 2.4 cents per kilowatt hour just to keep it running. Nuclear plants about 2.9% and coal 4.2%. So just to keep existing power plants running is about the same cost as building a new solar or wind power plant today. That shows just how competitive solar energy has gotten over the last 10 or 20 years. It used to be that massive subsidies were needed just to make solar energy competitive with traditional fossil fuel energy, but today they're beating them even on a levelized cost of energy, which pulls out all of those subsidies from the equation. I want to thank this video sponsor, The Motley Fool. Visit fool.com/rive right here to receive the top 10 best stock picks for you to buy right now. That's fool.com/rive. If you want to invest in solar energy, where would you do so? Well, I picked a few leaders here that I think are really intriguing at this point. Manufacturing First Solar is a clear leader making thin film solar panels. They have a great balance sheet, they're profitable, and they're doubling production over the next 3 years. They should also have great tailwinds from the Inflation Reduction Act, which is giving subsidies for building manufacturing plants in the US, along with building solar power plants in the US, both things that First Solar should benefit from. On the residential side, Sunrun and SunPower are the two leaders there. They're a little bit different. Sunrun finances most of the projects that they're building on people's roofs, and people sign a long-term contract. SunPower offers similar financing, but they also sell on a cash or loan basis. And then asset ownership can be a really attractive too. These are companies that own everything from rooftop solar power plants to large-scale power plants. Brookfield Renewable is a really successful asset owner. They have a dividend yield of 3.2%. NextEra Energy Partners is a subsidiary of NextEra Energy. They have a dividend yield of 3.6%, very similar model to Brookfield Renewables. And then Hannon Armstrong is a really innovative company. They do everything from buying land under wind and solar power plants to buying up the assets on people's roofs and doing the financing for companies like SunPower. They have a 3.6% dividend yield and a very diversified business. So that's another one to look into if you're interested in dividends in solar energy. There is a massive amount of potential for solar energy. If you're an investor, just keep in mind that this is the most abundant energy source in the world. It only has about 2% market share in electricity, so there's incredible growth potential. And solar energy today is cheaper than building power plants with fossil fuels. That will drive future growth. I think this is an industry with a very bright future.